conference will now be recorded.
Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Doug Smith, and Alex is here with us also. It is Tuesday at 2:30, so it is time for our Monday through Thursday 2:30 podcast. And do me a favor, everybody, look at the screen. When you get a chance, don't look at the screen if you're driving. But if you're not driving, you get a chance, look at the screen. And it's just a few words, and it's there in black and white. And it is just as plain and as boring looking as it could possibly be. And you look at that and you go, how could something so plain and boring looking be so deadly? How could it be so dangerous? It's just words. It's from the Department of Justice, DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, and it's part of the Federal Register, CFR's Code of Federal Register, 21 CFR, Part 1308. And so this is from the federal government. And let me read the title to you. How could this be more boring? Schedules of Controlled Substances, Rescheduling of Buprenorphine from Schedule 5 to Schedule 3. Agency, Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, Department of Justice. Action, Final Rule. What could possibly be more boring, right? And yet, it's like those deadly mushrooms. They're beautiful. They look fine. How could anything that beautiful be deadly? And you're looking at something that killed a lot of people. And that's really one of the challenges of the book. Okay, that's one of the challenges of writing an effective book, is how do you take things like this, things that are just so mundane, so boring, so bureaucratic, and how do you turn them into information that people want to learn about? Okay, because what you're looking at right there in front of you killed a lot of people. Okay, now let's stop and go through this for a minute. Okay, stay with me here. Okay, and as you can see, this, what's on the screen in front of you, this is about buprenorphine. Okay, and specifically, it's the DEA in a hearing to reschedule buprenorphine from a Schedule 5 to a Schedule 3. Now, a Schedule 5 is like cough syrup. Okay, Schedule 5 is nothing. Okay, the rules on a Schedule 5 are practically nothing. Okay, you have to be seen by your provider twice a year, and you can have 5 refills. Okay, so literally people could get buprenorphine by going to their regular doctor twice a year and getting 5 refills. Okay, that's a Schedule 5. Now Schedule 3 is that's a at the time that was hydrocodone. Okay, so they're trying to take buprenorphine from a very easy schedule to a very tough schedule. Now, who would want to do that? That's the question, and why? Okay, buprenorphine was it's a medicine that saves many people's lives. Why would you want to make buprenorphine harder to get? Okay, and quite honestly, if you really read the information associated with this, they didn't just want to make buprenorphine harder to get. They wanted to make it impossible to get. And why in the world would anybody want to do that? Why would anybody want to make buprenorphine impossible to get? And when you read through this, you'll see in the first couple of paragraphs that it was HHS, Health and Human Services, a government bureaucracy called HHS. Okay, that's the big bureaucracy, HHS. Okay, they're the ones that called for this hearing. They're the ones that wanted to reschedule buprenorphine from a Schedule 5 to Schedule 3. Now, why would HHS care? Okay, why would they care? Why would HHS care that buprenorphine went from a Schedule 5 to a Schedule 3? And the answer is because HHS, they oversee the methadone clinics. And buprenorphine was judged to be a real threat to the cash flow of the methadone clinics, and that's what's in this. We'll show you tomorrow. Okay, I don't like showing more than one thing at a time because we only do about 7 or 8 minutes each podcast. But tomorrow we'll show you where they talk about hey, DEA, you haven't thought about how this would impact the revenue of the methadone clinics. Okay, and that's what this is about. Now, HHS, Health and Human Services, okay, they went about rescheduling buprenorphine from a 5 to a 3 to intentionally make it more difficult. Now, truth be known, Okay, once they got this hearing done, then their lawyers tried to move buprenorphine all the way to a Schedule 2, and we can look at that in depth also. Okay, now if buprenorphine had been made a Schedule 2, then if you wanted buprenorphine, you would have to go to the methadone clinic and get it. Couldn't get it from an office, not a Schedule 2. Okay, fortunately that didn't happen, but that's what HHS tried to do. Okay, this is back in 2000. Okay, this is 25 years ago. Okay, you want to know why buprenorphine is so hard to get? You're looking at it because 25 years ago, HHS made sure it was hard to get. In fact, they tried to make it impossible to get unless you went to the methadone clinic every single morning and got one dose. That's what HHS wanted you to do. They wanted you to go to the methadone clinic every single morning and get one dose of buprenorphine. Okay, it's just awful what they tried to do, and they did it for money. Okay, now in the book we talk a whole lot about capitalism and how these companies, compromised morals and ethics. They compromised morals, they compromised ethics, and they did it for money. Well, so did the bureaucracies. HHS did the same thing. They compromised morals and they compromised ethics for money. Okay, so it's not just capitalism. It's human nature, greed. Okay, and greed can happen whether you're in a capitalistic corporation or a bureaucracy of a government. Okay, capitalistic corporations do not have a monopoly on greed. Okay, in fact, I've never seen anything like HHS here. Okay, HHS is there for the public health. It's there for the good of the people. But this is a perfect example of what we call the imperialistic bureaucracy, where the bureaucracy is acting for its own behalf, not for the people, but for itself. Okay, just amazing. So I wanted to put this up there today because it's so boring looking. It's so mundane. Okay, that I wanted to go over it in detail. Okay, and by the way, Alex is making the point that a lot of people had transportation issues, and Alex, HHS didn't care. They didn't care. Okay, it's not that they wanted to make more money by selling buprenorphine at the methadone clinic. It's that they wanted to make sure that people couldn't leave the methadone clinic. Okay, that's what the methadone clinics were worried about. Okay, they didn't want the money walking out the door. And our people to them are just money. That's all our people represent, Alex. They just represent they're just a dollar sign to these people. Okay. It's just awful. It's just horrible. And what you see here is you see the bureaucracies using the rules and regulations that they make. What you see here is the bureaucracies using the rules and regulations to their benefit. Now, here, the bureaucracy that's doing this is HHS, and they're calling on their sister bureaucracy, DEA, to make rules that benefit HHS. These rules, my God, they did not benefit the people. You want to take buprenorphine away from the people? That does not benefit the people. Does not benefit the people at all. But it benefited the cash flow at the methadone clinics. And that's so much of what the opioid crisis was about, was money. And we covered this very well in the book. The book is coming along. And matter of fact, as soon as the podcast is over, I'm going back to work on the book. Alex, I'm trying to get chapter 7 over to you. And Alex, by the way, the chapter 6 did not properly upload, which is probably because of my stupid iPad. It's so old that it creates unstable files. So Alex, I'm going to send you chapter 6 again without any graphics, if I can. And we'll try to upload it and send it to the editors again. But anyway, right now we will hold here for today. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Don't forget to post this podcast on your social media, everybody else's social media. This is where you will hear the truth about what actually happened in the opioid crisis. This is where you'll get the science of what actually happened. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy your evening, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.